Hello guys, I am Veronica, OGT Manager, and today we're going to go through how to get accepted. Yay! The most exciting part. So, you have already gone through the AP Management course with Alessio, so you already know the basics in order to manage EPs and in order to get them have the service that we sell. Today we are going to go into details. So first we're going to understand how to do first calls, then first meetings, then what do we need to do in order to ensure a good management during the applications time, let's say, of the EP. And in the end, at least for this part of the course, we are going to understand how to get accepted. So let's start. First calls are very important because it's the first impression that we are giving to our customers. So it's important to first, as politeness teaches us, to introduce ourselves and what Isaac is. Of course, these people, so these customers, have given us their contact, but we are not sure that they truly get what Isaac is. So it's better to introduce ourselves and Isaac again. We need to ask our customer who they are, not simply the name, because we already know their names, but it's more about what is your background and a general introduction of themselves too. Then we explain to them very briefly what are the next steps after the first contact. And so the first thing of all is the first meeting within 3 days from the call, because we need to be very fast and effective in serving the client. And for the first meeting, please make sure that you ask him or her to bring the CV to the meeting. But which are the behaviors that we need to have during the first call? Well, quite obvious things, but it's better to underline them. The first thing is being polite. You don't know this person and this person is a customer. First of all, this person is a person, so behave. Then set your expectations, so regarding the timeline, like we need to have that meeting within 3 days. So please, since I'm offering you a service, let's try to respect the timeline. Of course, in the best polite way that you can say these things. Prepare clear sentences to talk. Remember, the first call is the first impression that our customers are going to have about us. And remember that you are not only representing yourself while you talk to a customer, but you're also representing the whole Isaac network and the whole Isaac organization. Be self-confident, because this person, of course, doesn't know as many things as you. And above all, if you are the expert, this person, if asked questions that you don't know, no worries, simply tell to the EP that you will get the needed information for the meeting. Make sure that the first call is not lasting more than 5 minutes, because otherwise it's like a virtual meeting. After the first call, you finally have the first meeting and you need to prepare in advance, because you know what you are going to say, but every customer is different. So prepare your questions and ask yourself what kind of question would you like to receive if you were the customer. So the information that for sure you need to collect during first meetings are very basic one, but still fundamental. The goals and the ambition that this customer, this EP has, the points of view, and for sure what is the product they are interested in, and how we as Isaacer and how we as, let's say, leadership developers, we can help them. Remember, do not ask them what they need, because they don't know. Since they don't know the Isaac word, and since maybe they are very confused people that don't know what to do about their future, if we ask them what do you need, they are going to give very simple or maybe very confused answers to this question. So make sure that you are understanding the customer's ambitions for sure and goals, but ensure that you are aligning the right product to these ambitions and goals. What to do during the first meeting? It's quite easy. Present our products, Global Talent, Global Entrepreneur. So be sure that you have gone through the courses regarding the value proposition and characteristics of these two products. Explain which are the entities that we work with the most, and explain why it is fundamental to first focus on these entities and not on all the entities in which Isaac is present. explain which are the services and the standards that we provide, because as you have already seen in the value proposition courses, we are not simply offering work experiences. It's first of all a leadership development experience. And check with the EP the curriculum and make the EP aware of what the EP should expect from the interview with the company, with the startup or whatever after the application. Make sure that during the first meeting, like at the end of it, you made the EP sign up on our platform and do the first applications. Why? Because in this way you make sure that the EP truly get the effect of applying to entity partners and truly get the effect of applying to, let's say, opportunities that make sense with the EP's background. And you can also help the EPs, of course, to understand how to do the application if the EP is not able to do it at the first time alone. And of course, end the meeting explaining what are the next steps. So explain to the EP the whole expectations that the need will have regarding the process. It's not about explaining them step by step, like every single time, but giving them an overview of the whole process for them to be able to truly understand what kind of services we are offering them. After the first meeting, we start with the discipline and the cadency of the EP management that Alessio introduced you, and we start with the follow-up email. It's an email that EPs need to know that they are going to receive in order to be prepared to it, so it's always a matter of setting the right expectations. And you need to send it fast, because EPs need to know that we are really there for them every time, and that we really want them to do a very fast and effective process. So within the first 16 hours after the meeting, be sure that you have already sent the follow-up email. And in this email, you put a recap of the meeting. So like, which is the value proposition that we offer, which are our main entity partners, especially for the product on which the EP is interested, and which are the next steps, and 5 projects in country partner, entity partner, for which this EP could apply, in order to make sure that each EP is applying to at least 5 projects per week. After the EP is applied, and we have already introduced this part, be sure to contact as fast as possible the IGT side. So right after the application, look for the contact of the IGT on the platform, or ask it to the WhatsApp group of the other OGTs, or ask to the MC, which are the contacts, in order to make sure that our EP is contacted by the IGT site within 48 hours after the application of the EP. In this way, we make sure that not we are the only ones giving the right and effective and fast service to the EP, but also that the other side, the incoming part, is giving the same service. Keep in touch, of course, with the hosting LC, so the IGT side, and the EP constantly to understand what are the progresses of the selection process that is going on. Then again, make sure that the EPs are applying for 5 opportunities in entity partner per week, because this thing, having done a lot of applications, raise exponentially the possibility of the EP to get accepted. Here we go with some tips regarding, let's say, techniques that you can use and you can suggest to the EPs in order to get accepted faster and easier. The first thing is about the curriculum. Like, yes, we are young, but this doesn't mean that we cannot produce professional curriculum. So be sure that, I'm going to say very obvious things, but if you work in OGT, you know that obvious is never obvious. The curriculum needs to be maximum 1-page PDF in correct English, professional, so putting a picture or with the right colors, and needs to be focused on experiences that are linked to what she is applying for. So be sure that the EP is changing the curriculum based on the opportunity that he or she is applying for, if necessary. Because of course, if I'm applying for a marketing opportunity and I have marketing and educational background in my curriculum, I will put first in the curriculum the marketing experiences that I already have, instead of the educational ones. Useful websites that you can suggest to the EPs to create cool CVs are Canva and Enhance CV. Do not use, please, the Europass template or what else very structured and overused template that you can find on internet, simply because since companies and startups are receiving a lot of CVs, we need to make sure that the CVs of our EPs are recognized easily. So we need to make sure that the CVs that we are creating can really saltare all'occhio to the companies and the startups. Sorry for this Italian, but I didn't know how to say it. Then we have the tips for the perfect interview. Be sure that the EP knows the JD and the company that he or she is applying for, because it makes the difference if an EP is simply applying to a lot of projects without really considering which kind of company and which kind of job description she or he is applying for. Because the company and the responsible there, they are for sure going to ask questions regarding why us, why this job description, why not all the other opportunities that you could have found on the platform. And so be sure that the EPs know why they're applying for that opportunity, like what is their motivation, and they are professional and they ask questions, so they show interest on that specific opportunity. Useful YouTube videos, and these are just 2 examples that you can find about job interviews, are the ones that you can see here, and you can download this PDF and click on these YouTube links, but you're going to find a lot of other examples. These ones are like this, say, they are very easy to understand, very simple and very clear, so I suggest you to read them. This was all. For whatever other question, you can approach us, me or Alessio. Thank you very much. Bye bye.